Actually, I'm just catching my breath. That's my exercise for the day. Hi, I'm really feeling honored and privileged to be a part of TEDx tonight. We heard some great talks tonight, great talks. I told my mom that I'm being a part of TEDx today, and she's like, what is TEDx? And I told her it's an NGO for the privileged. It is, she bought it. It has been amazing, and I quite like it's great. It's really subtle, the entire surrounding and the setup, TEDx. It's so nice, right? Like usually when I perform, there's like smoke coming out from everywhere. It's like a sizzler has been served in the auditorium, so it's the most attention-seeking kind of food, I feel. But anyway. But yeah, I'm here to talk about something which I've not here to crack jokes, actually. That's the surprise for you. But I'm here to talk about something which I have noticed helped me choose a career which wasn't regular. You know how every day, every person keeps on telling you that you should do exactly what you like doing the most. You should do what you love. You should do what you love. Everyone told me that when I was growing up also. You should do, but no one tells you, how do I find what I love? And everyone has a problem thinking, what is it that I actually love? Now the thing is, as a kid when I was thinking about it, what is it that I love, the first answer came was food. I love a lot of it actually, you can see it, I'm proof. I'm a vegetarian, oh thanks, that's amazing. I'm a vegetarian by the way, and I don't eat paneer. I'm proof that food exists, just for knowing sakes. But here's the thing, the other thing, and then I was like, okay fine, so food is something which is so needful for a human being. What else is it that I love a lot and I love the most? Second was sleeping. Now see, these probably come common to any person who likes procrastinating. But my point is, every person keeps on telling you what is it that you love. I think it's always connecting the dots. After you've found something, like I could never figure that I would be a comedian 5 years back. But now that I connect the dots, I see that I really like doing it. My thing is, how do you know what do you love? How do you know? So I wanted to understand what is it, how do I define the feeling of loving something? And I took the best example that I could think of, that my mom, a mother and a child relationship, is probably the strongest example of love that I can find. It's unconditional and it goes on for life, it never ends. I was thinking, what is it? Now imagine being a person who, when we take a picture or we write something, or artist paints a painting, or you click a picture and you keep it in your room, you've collected a memory, something that you love, you've created that moment and you've captured it. And it's really dear to you, really dear. You go to extents to just save it and preserve it, and you feel it and you look at it and you have emotions connected to it, although it's a non-living thing. Now imagine creating something which has life, which is evolving with you. When a mother gives birth to a child, the child not just adopts features, it also looks like it. There's so much bonding to it. The initial years, when the child and the mother are changing as per each other, they are adapting to each other, they love each other the most. So I figured that this is what is love, that you have to create something which keeps on evolving. For me, the idea of creating, and it might not agree with anyone else. I mean, this is for me because, and you don't have to listen to me, I mean, I'm the guy jo ki bathroom ki, if I had to choose the tiles of a bathroom, I'll choose the light colored ones, you know, why it's easier to follow the mosquitoes. So, but this is what it is for me, that how do I see, when I'm writing a joke, I'm creating a joke every day and I see it evolve in front of a room of people, and then if it doesn't work, I go work on it, and it's instant reaction, and it gives me the happiness and the motivation to work further. It challenges me every day, every second. And that's what keeps me going. I think any profession, I'm not saying that any art form or performance art form or any other art form is the only creative way of living. I think an investment banker comes up with modes to make a deal every day, and they're creating their own ways. Of course, there are jobs. There are jobs like a telemarketer who calls up and he's like, hi sir, I'm calling from Vodafone, and this is it. And they have to repeat the entire thing, and it's monotonous for them. So I mess around with them. Yeah, this one time, you know how you call these people and they can never answer, the first person can never answer your query, then they transfer to the second person and the third person. I'm tired by now listening to that, I'm tired of it. The third person, hi sir, my name is Akash, I'm from Vodafone, how may I help you? I'm like, I just pause for a few seconds, I'm like, To talk to the customer, please press 2. Not 1, 2. And I swear, I waited for a few seconds and I heard beep. You have to keep on creating. You have to keep on challenging yourself. And I'm not saying that you'll see it immediately. I don't think, when I was a kid, all I wanted to do was become an astrophysicist. I did. I went to IIT with it. The thing is, I remember when I was in my coaching institute in Kota in Rajasthan, preparing for IIT, I remember I got so involved in physics, I loved it so much, that there came a point where I was reading physics day in, day out. There were times when I used to attend the class, come back home, sit down for lunch, and then keep studying till 10 o'clock in the morning next day, all night. And this I used to do for at least 6 months, 3 times a week. There came a point where I had to sign a form, and instead of V Sethia, I wrote V sin theta. I was obsessed with it, and I loved it. I loved it so much that I really, really wanted to be an astrophysicist. But then it changed. It changed because when I tried something else, I liked it more. After my college, I did architecture, and I loved architecture. I loved the idea because I was creating a design every day, but I could see that my design was not necessarily being converted into a building. There are times when the design got discarded. There are times when the building took 6 years to make. So it was a big patience, like I created something and then I don't know if it's going to take form, so I couldn't see it. The satisfaction wasn't there for me. And I wanted to keep on challenging. I did not have the patience to wait for that satisfaction. So I kept, and that's when stand-up, I tried out stand-up and it just worked for me. And it was amazing. I was so glad. I remember that when I was a kid, a lot of people tell me, you must have been a really good student in your class, and that's the reason why you probably were good in academics and you went to IIT and all that. But here's the thing, 23 people in my classroom, architecture IIT Roorkee, 23 people, only one person used to consistently come first. 22 people were never first rankers in their class. You cannot gauge what your talents lie in just because of the marks you get, or because of the ability or the success you found in it. It is only about feeling challenged throughout. That do I like it? Do I feel motivated to go another day with it? And I remember none of these people, this is what the school form, I don't know, I was born in 87, and people who belong to that part of the age group, 25 to 35, were in a school system where we were graded first rank, second rank, and so on, right? First to fifth, I noticed there was always one kid who was excelling. First to fifth, there's always one kid coming first. But sixth and seventh grade, all of a sudden there was someone else. Then 8, 9, 10, there was someone else, and 11 and 12, there was someone else. And it was always these exact grade points where people changed who came first. It was because the system changed. Kids who evolved and who cracked how to crack the exams in school from 1 to 5 could not evolve when they got pen, when pen was introduced. In class 8, when physics, chemistry and biology came into place, they could not evolve. And then 11, 12 was again different. So some people, the people who were coming third and fourth, were constantly constantly experimenting to evolve to come first. And they kept on trying. These are the people who actually were in my class in IIT. I think it's really necessary that you keep something that keeps you challenging is the only way you can be constantly with something. The mother constantly sees the child evolving throughout the years, and that's why it never stops loving the child. My point is, every person has to experiment. You have to experiment as to what you like doing and keep it doing till you like it. I don't think, I come from a family where when I wanted to become a comedian, it wasn't accepted really well. It did not go down their throats very well. I come from a family where people thought that a software engineer is a weird thing because this person buys a CD for 10 rupees, sells it for 10,000, there's something wrong. He's doing something illegal. And I come from family, they were telling me that, they're trying to get me married and all. And they were telling me, you should look at girls, and you look at the pictures. They were trying to get me arranged marriage. And I told them that, I don't want to do this. And then they're like, do it. If you don't like it, say no. Why are you so hell-bent on stopping it? I'm like, okay, here's where you should say no, by the way. Yeah, because when you start looking at pictures, sometimes the girl's really hot. And you're like, she's so pretty, maybe she's a great person too. Like, meet her. If you don't like it, just don't go ahead. You meet her and you come back and you tell them, no, this is not how I want things to be. And then they're like, oh, dude, after marriage, everything settles down. Once you start living, things fall into place. At that moment, I felt like I was in a shoe store where the salesman was telling me, so please buy it, it'll get bigger. You have to keep evolving. You have to keep on loving what you do. We are the first generation, mine I would say, is the first generation which has gotten opportunity to try what they want to do. Most of us have the same story in our households, that the grandfathers really had to work hard after independence to have some establishment, and the fathers had to support them to continue this. And then we are the first generation which have an opportunity to do something. We have immense responsibilities on us for the future of our country. This is what we should be trying. We have to experiment, and we have to choose doing something which challenges us every day, so that you do not get bored. I think this is the choice that every one of us should make, and that's how you can find what you truly love doing. You can be good at many things, but I think you should do it something which you can keep evolving, so that you can keep on doing it for longer.